Hi, welcome to the latest edition of the Aroundtable. I am your host, Steven, and today we'll be talking about some of my favorite sequels in the world of sci-fi. First off, we'll go with The Dark Knight. This is the second edition, the sequel, obviously, because I'm talking about sequels, from Christopher Nolan, starring Christian Bale and Heath Ledger, Gary Oldman, Michael Caine, you name it. What can you say about this movie that hasn't been said? Heath Ledger's performance goes down in history as legendary. This just shows this is a nail biter movie from the get go. Like when the Joker throws, I think like a fork in the thing, and he goes, "You fight for it, whoever lives." He puts the guy's head through a knife or a pen, or there's tension. Then there's the boat scene where there's a bomb on it, and people have to choose who lives and who dies. I mean, if you don't sweat in this movie, you don't bite your nails, there's something wrong with you. And if you haven't heard of this yet, what are you, trapped in the Batcave and haven't come out yet? I don't know. A must. In any superhero movie, you need to watch this one. Okay, this one, The Dark Knight. Next up, let's go with, we'll go alphabetical now. I mean, I'm not making any sense of it. We'll just pick them random. They said it couldn't be done. They say you had to be insane. But they did a sequel to Ridley Scott's Alien, this one being Aliens from the one and only James Cameron, who is now known for Avatar, Terminator, True Lies, The Abyss, you name it. He is a mastercraft director, brings out the best in every movie. Love him or hate him, he's up there. Titanic, one of the biggest movies of all time. It expands the world of Ripley. It makes her a real hero. It brings that back, because we just saw that at the end, how she kind of, this one throughout, she is the glue. The cast is great. Michael Biehn, everybody in here. The Navy's actually well done. They seem competent, but they're getting their ass kicked. The aliens there's more aliens than ever. Newt, the kid, great in this, even though she doesn't speak. It's amazing. There's tension throughout. I mean, I remember going to the theater and I was holding on to my seat for dear life. What I liked, they mentioned it in passing, the alien that passes out through your chest. They didn't use it. So they kind of mentioned, so there's a tip of the hat. So they don't really actually use too much nostalgia. They build it. So it's really good that way. I thought it was great. I liked that this movie is, action-packed, great effects for its time. Sigourney Weaver, what can you say? She's a badass in this movie. If you haven't seen this by now, what is happening to you? Okay, next up, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. This is from the original Star Trek TV series Space Seed, where they find Ricardo Montalban, who's like this enhanced human warrior who almost took over the world, and they threw him into space and suspended animation. Kirk finds him on the Botany Bay, revives him, and they also have a fight. Kirk, instead of killing him, sends him off to what he believes to be a uninhabited world, or a new world for him to take over or start his own empire. That was in the original series in the 60s. They made a sequel, bringing Khan back. They find him, and he's trying to get revenge on Kirk because he didn't make it to that world. He made it to this other Alpha City 5, which is like a desolate sand planet where his wife gets killed by these creatures. Another tension-filled movie, great acting, and then of course, if you don't, again, this is another one. If you don't know what happens to Spock in Star Trek 2, have you been on the Kobayashi Maru and did not make it? I don't know. Have you been in suspended animation? I don't know what's happened to you, but if you don't know that Spock, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the one or the few. If you don't know this by now, I don't know where you've been. But, this resurrected the franchise because nobody at the time liked the motion picture, or as they called it, Star Trek, the boring picture. This was kick-ass action, tension, drama, you name it, it was in there. Again, it is the sequel of sequels in this franchise. And it saved it. There wouldn't be Star Trek today if The Wrath of Khan didn't come to be. And it was great that they took an original story from the series and built upon it and expanded it. Really great idea. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, a must in your collection, a must to watch. Next up, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Seeing the first Captain America, I liked it. I said, but what can you do with this guy? I love Captain America. What do you have to read? He's like a Boy Scout. Where are you going to go with this? Wow. This was great. Part espionage movie where Hydra's coming in and taking over Shield. Then you have, Bucky. Bucky is alive and is now the Winter Soldier can kick a major ass. This was the thing with most of the Marvel movies. The bad guy is not scary. Bucky, when he first and you went, like, what just happened? Like, they got served. Scarlett, Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, and it got served the first encounter. I mean, this was wow. Relentless action, like the scene in the elevator with Captain America. That gets forgotten a lot, but that, and then the fight on the highway with Winter Soldier, that gets overlooked. This movie, everybody, you can talk about Endgame all you want. This started the ass kicking in Marvel. And I don't think there's been one as good as this to this point. There's also less of that cheeky humor. I like it to an extent, but sometimes it does hurt the overall film. This is a little bit darker in tone. And I like that part of it. Next up, another one from Mr. Cameron, T2. Great sequel. I still like the first one better because I like Schwarzenegger as the bad guy. But to see him as the good guy is a really interesting take on it. And that, he is not the biggest badass in this movie. This also shows the redemption of Sarah Connor. That they think she's insane, and this is really bringing her into the spotlight. Everybody says the hero is Arnie, but she's really the one that has a full character arc on this, and the effects are out of this world. Again, if you have not seen this yet, I don't know what to tell you, but this is a must. This is a must. T2, Judgment Day. Next, last but not least, Empire Strikes Back. Where can you say to this? Darker in tone again, which I enjoyed. Maybe not the first, since I was too young. Didn't get it. It's much more darker, much more story-oriented, less hokey than the first one and the third one, which are made more for kids, as we see now. This one is made more for the adults. This is with the ramifications of the Death Star being destroyed, and everything that shit's hit the fan with everybody. So Vader's on a mission to get these guys. These guys are on a mission they have an upper hand. They can win. That brings the dynamic of Luke and Leia and Han together. It expands on that. It actually brings the sexual tension between Han and Leia. That's for sure. It shows Luke becoming the Jedi, being mentored by Yoda instead of Obi-Wan, which is tragic. It shows the consequences of the actions that they did in the first one. He remembers, the scene in the cave where, Darth Vader's mask explodes and you see Luke's face and you're going, what just happened? Is Luke there? But no, because it's part of him. Because we know, I'm not telling any secrets anymore after how many years. If you don't know that Darth Vader is Luke's father by now, were you trapped on the Death Star? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You had to know this, and Luke, I am your father, The pivotal scene, like that was something in marketing heaven. When you heard people in the theater gasp, I sat there for 4 minutes, I think. I don't even think I heard the rest of the next 4 minutes. I was like, you want to say that again? You're whose father? What? He? What did you just say? And then the movie again, it's another one that doesn't end on a happy note, right? They're looking for Han. They didn't win. Luke lost his hand. He just found out, that the biggest baddie in the universe is his dad. He's mentally screwed up at that point for sure. Leia's worried about Han. Is he alive? Did he survive the cryo chamber? Is he going to make it? Where is Han now? How are they going to get him back? How are they going to win this war and get Han back? It ends with them frantically searching for Solo. So it ends on an unhappy note. There's no, the Death Star is exploding, everybody's all happy. Very bold moves on that one. I give credit. I'm glad that Lucas stepped away. I don't think he could have done it, to be honest. I don't think he was capable of doing it, and I think he realized that, and that's why he gave the reins to another director. Those are my picks right now. I'm sure there's more that will pop in my head later on. I'll probably do another one. I probably want to do some of this, maybe action films. You know what? But let me know what your favorite sequels are. I'd love to hear from you. And while you're at it, hit that like button. Subscribe to us. Let us know what you think. Tell us what your favorite sci-fi sequels are. They know any sequels. You know what I mean? Let me know. This is Steven from the Aroundtable saying live the dream, enjoy 2022, love each other, be good to each other, because we only got one round here, so let's try to be good to each other, okay? Take care. Bye.